everyone, Nash and Joe again with the Tampa Drain Dudes. Today we are in the Tampa Palms area. We're doing everybody's favorite, again, deck drain cleanouts. This is probably the most common thing. Wow, it's kind of blurry, huh? This is probably the most common thing we do is our drain flush system. We have a couple ways we can do it. We can do it with deck drains, without the deck drains. We can flush it with our bullet, with our pressure washer. It's about 4,000 PSI, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, we're just going to get to it and show you how we do it like we have in probably 6 other videos. We actually installed a drainage system here a couple weeks ago. You can see the catch basin is right outside this channel drain. It was all full of dirt here, so there was nowhere for this channel drain to go. Now that it's all been clogged with dirt, we came back and we're going to clean it out and install some deck drain caps as well. You can see this drain right here, this catch basin, runs all the way out the back. And then you can see all the dirt and stuff that comes up when it rains is sitting out here. We haven't even cleaned it out yet. This side we got the same thing. Got a catch basin, downspout redirected out, and it goes out to the sod still ground back here. First thing we're gonna do, putting in these drain caps. We got a template to trace. Pretty simple. Pick a spot. I will say, we usually like to be at corners. Biggest thing you want to watch out for though is getting too close to this corner. Anytime you see these gaps is where they joined these channel drains together. And the way they join them is with a PVC inside. And if you get too close to the corners, you're gonna get cut into that PVC. It's gonna be hard to make this drain cap fit. So we usually like to stay about 3 little drain grates away from the corners. Kind of hard to show you. Maybe on this side we can. Looks like our client actually already drilled out something in an attempt to clean it, but it's not working. Here you can see there's a joint where the gap goes all the way. Same here on this side. It's about 3 down, and you can see possibly the PVC inner lining that's used as a coupler for these channel drains. So we want to be just past that. So we're going to be about 2 to 3 down from this one. And that's where we'll put them. Really just want to put them anywhere where we can get better access to flush the drain outwards. Let's go ahead and get them installed. All right, I usually back the template up to one of these filter grates here. That way it's one less side you have to cut. Other side, make your mark. Today we're running 1.5 inch deck drain covers, so they're a little bit narrower than the 2 inch, wider than the 1 inch, but they still have these skinny tabs, which makes it real easy to cut the start. So we'll go ahead and cut it. Okay, now that it's cut, whenever we put these on, just slide it in one side, bend it in the middle, push down the other side.
Oh, that feels good. Oh, God, I'm telling you.
And it pops right in. Whenever you're removing them, just pull up in the middle, pull out one side, and then the other. Pretty easy. These come in about 3 or 4 colors, I think, right now, but they are paintable too. White's usually the easiest to go, especially with all these pool decks that are painted here in Florida. That way the customer can paint match them if they'd like. You can see how filthy it is in here. Full of mud, because the outside, before we came and installed that drain, was full of mud. And looks like we got a little treat right there. Just a dry rotted root. That's usually what ends up happening with these channel drains. If you have landscaping outside of your exit, roots always find their way in and they grow all the way down. They'll constrict the water flow. A lot of times they can crack these channel drains. Then water will be seeping under the foundation of this pool deck. Look at how caked in there that is. Nice. All the way to the bottom. So if you guys have a pool deck, maybe you're a new homeowner, you've got a pool deck in your backyard, if you guys have channel drains, this is your notice that this should be routine cleaning. just like anything, especially here in Florida. So we usually recommend once a year. Yeah, get these cleaned out if you have them. Otherwise, it can get to a point where you can't get them cleaned out, and they'll have to be replaced if there's too many roots. Looks like we'll be able to clean this one today, though.
All right, everybody, here we go. This is why you get these things cleaned routinely.
Maybe.
Otherwise, you got roots like this growing in there. See if we can get this one out of being stubborn.
Energy doing it, so Vickers has gone to the bank big time in that minute and 2 seconds.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
Got the other one on the other bend. Cool, man, that thing's stiff.
Yep.
All right, got the second one in. Second and the last one for today. You can see it's just caked up with mud. Looks like the whole channel drain. Every time it rains, the corners where it's supposed to exit are lifting all this soil and floating it down in the line. Obviously that restricts the water flow a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead. Joe's got the washer set up, and we're gonna jet the whole thing. We're just using a hydro jetter with a bullet tip. Got a couple tips too. Sometimes we'll use a cutter for roots. This one we just put in. It has jets that shoot backwards and one that goes forward, and it automatically pushes itself through all the debris. When we pull it back, it blows everything out of the tops and out the back with it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you have a pressure washer, you can order one of these jetter tips online, and this is definitely a do-it-yourself project. Pretty easy. We'll put links.
The only thing you may need is a Dremel.
Yes, and preferably a Makita multi-tool, which is the last piece of the Makita set I don't have.
The last piece of the gear set.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, we should go to Home Depot after this, eh? All right, Joe's running down the snake right now. He's feeding our bullet down here to this corner, where I'm probably gonna get shot with water any second now. You can see how much debris is coming out. All that muddy water. And then he just pulls it back. We just do this a couple times, there and back. And then we'll rinse off the top while the water's flowing. Where we get chocolate milk, kiddos. From the backyards of Florida pool areas. Pro tip for this video: if you guys are doing this and you've got a big door, sliding door right next to it, get them wet before and spray them down directly after. All this stuff that comes up out of these channel drains here is very sticky, and it will stick to the windows, and it's very hard to get off. If you get it wet before and spray it down directly after, it's nice, streak free. Won't have to worry about it later on. Boy, is this messy. This is a good one. Hey, that's a good one.
It's a big boy.
Can't quite jump rope with that one, but that one's definitely fighting for a trophy.
Oh yeah. That's at least top 5 we've pulled out.
It's top 5 for sure. These things grow all the way down the channel drains. This is why they don't flow. This is also why we don't like landscaping directly outside of the exits of channel drains, unless you have a drainage system with some good drainage rock. Now we gotta unclog this side so the water has somewhere to go. I think it's probably barely coming out right now. Yeah, bit by bit. But that thing should be flowing much heavier right now. So we'll go ahead, drop the bullet in on this side and shoot out this way. All right, we're flushing this side now. It's not as bad as the other side. It was all sod out here rather than a big bed of dirt. Shouldn't be any big roots. Much better flow down here. Okay, while Joe is flushing out that last side going inwards and pulling it back out, I wanted to just show you guys our drain system we installed a couple weeks ago. They're connected to the downspouts and their outlets for the channel drains. You can see this side is working real well. That's the pop-up emitter that we have running. You can still see where the sod's settling going down this line. We have the pop-up emitting all the water out that we're flushing right now. And down on the other side, we've got the same thing. This pop-up's working real well. Runs straight there to a catch basin, which is directly under the channel drain rather than dirt. So all the water can drain off this pool deck out of the channel drain into our system and away from the home's foundation. All under here they have some drainage that goes from the HOA to the outside to the street. You can see this pop-up's working real well. Still got enough water pressure to keep it popping up too. Since I just damn near got shot in the eyeball with this thing, it's gonna take a second.
It is dangerous.
Show you guys how this thing works. So I can do it without getting too wet. That stream shooting 3 out backwards and 1 going forward. These 3 out back push this further down the line, and that front one burrows away for this bullet to go. Pretty good pressure considering right now it's not on. That's just the water hose pressure. So once it really gets kicked on, that thing cuts through any debris that's in those channel drains very nicely.
Be careful. It will cut you.
It'll also shoot you in the face.
And it will shoot you in the face.
We only know that from experience.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got the drain cap in down there. Last thing we're doing here is just flushing this side. With these drain caps, we've now made it possible for the customers to feed just a regular garden hose into their channel drain. They can stick it in there once a month, once every quarter, once a year even, and just keep these drains flushed. That way, they don't have to call people out to come out and service them. You can see the water is flowing nice and clear now. It's got great flow. We're not having any pooling around the edge, which means this channel drain actually has good slope, good grade. All that water is coming into our catch basin here, flowing out to our emitter at the end. So we're gonna call that a success. Go ahead, wrap up and get out of here and on to the next one. If you guys are in the Tampa Bay area, check us out, tampadraindudes.com. We install French drains, channel drains. We clean channel drains, install the deck drain caps. Pretty much anything exterior drain related, we do. Other than that, check us out on
Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
Nash said earlier, check out our website. We are on almost any platform you can think of. So check us out, Tampa Drain Dudes.
Thanks, Joe.
Simply
Thanks
smarter
for saving
and
us.
never water.
Appreciate it. Go ahead, check our other videos, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.